now continue our weekly land report segment with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. Howard Halderman joins us now for some insight for landowners. And Howard, great to see you. Good to hear, by the way, that things are going well in your area with the combines rolling. I know today we're focusing on carbon capture sequestration. And for those who might be unfamiliar, give us a little bit of an overview on this.
So yes, it is kind of a new topic, so to speak. Carbon capture sequestration is a method that a CO2 emitter, so think large industry, ethanol plants, something like that, they basically scrape the carbon emissions, the CO2, out of their emissions, liquefy it, put it under pressure, and then pump it underground. Here in Indiana, for example, there is a geological layer about 3,000 feet underground that you can pump that carbon down there into a sand layer and it becomes rock over time. So it is a way to take the carbon out of the atmosphere and put it underground to where it can be safely stored.
So, Howard, go ahead and translate this and what this means for landowners in the area there.
Yeah, great question, Suzanne. So landowners, basically, you are not impacted on the surface at all. So you have the right to farm, you have the right to build your house, build a farm shop, grain storage, irrigate. All of those things continue to be things you can do with your farm. And in return, because they are leasing a very thin geological layer down underground, they will pay you somewhere between $150 to $200 per acre per year for the term of the contract and the time they're pumping that CO2 underground. It isn't forever. It does expire at some point in time. They fill up that capacity. But during that time period, you get a nice return on your investment, and it really doesn't impact your surface operations.
So for farmers looking to get into the carbon market, I mean, who is offering this today?
So if I was a landowner, it's probably going to be somebody who has land relatively close to a CO2 emitter. So think ethanol plant. I know ADM has done some of this around their Decatur facilities in Illinois. There are some ethanol plants in Indiana that are investigating this currently, and in Ohio. So it depends on where the geology is available. Also, you've heard a lot about the Summit pipeline and going into North Dakota. A lot of that pipeline was basically to take CO2 from various ethanol facilities and pump it to North Dakota and put it underground. So it really is where you have the right geology and then you're close to large CO2 emitters.
Great opportunity for a lot of producers. And before I let you go, Howard, things there in your area looking good?
Yes, so far harvest is just getting started for us. We're in the Eastern Corn Belt, and yields are not maybe as good as what people had hoped, especially on soybeans because it was extremely dry the last couple of months. But corn yields exceptionally good in general.
Glad to hear it. Howard, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. Great information. Howard Halderman with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers.